everybody, it's Adam with Tech Stocks here. I'm going to do a review of the Power Beats Wireless 3 headphones here. These things are really pretty neat. I mean, I got to be honest. I mean, straight up, if you have a need for wireless headphones, this is it. These are really good ones. I mean, the noise quality is really good. My quick take is the battery power is pretty good. Battery lasting there is pretty good. Um, I actually like that they're connected. So they're connected with the string in the middle here, and really that helps. So let's break it down. The biggest pluses are, in my opinion, the fact that it wraps around your ears here, so it actually stays on. So depending on your ear, you might want like the buds, the Samsung earbuds or the AirPods. Those kind of just shove into your ear and kind of like use regular pressure to stay in, like, lodged in your ear. And a lot of times I see people, especially the AirPods, they kind of just fall out all the time, especially with sweat and things like that. Just depending on your ear. And so these kind of help that with this ear wrap around situation here, is that it really helps, almost never falls off. Now, a good and bad thing here is like I said, the cable. I like it. Now the cable has a control mute, also has a mic on it, so you can kind of get a little better recognition and voice calls and voice usage from that, which I find is actually helpful. Some of the colors are pretty cool. This is one of the good ones. I think kind of one of the out layers there. The music quality is very good. I feel like actually these have a better, deeper bass than the pods or the buds. And the reason why I think is that they're able to generate more power because they're a larger device. The whole device is much bigger compared to the smaller devices of the buds or pods, which is something that I'm not sure some of people take into account. So the size is really good, the docking, all the charging stuff's really good for those, but I think this is a little better in that area in terms of delivery. One of the most frustrating things is you do have to plug it in. It's not like the pods or the um, buds, where you just kind of put them back in their case. They charge wireless. You plug that in. That's not how this works. There's no wireless. You have to plug it in with a USB cable. So I think it's a micro. And so outside of kind of the normal problems that you have with connectivity issues and things like that for distance and stuff like that, I feel like these kind of actually are a little better, and it's probably because of the power and the I think they use the cable as an antenna. I'm not sure, but I think the connectivity distance is pretty good. So if that's something that's important to you, that might kind of tip it for you for these. Really, the controls are significantly better than both the buds and the pods, because they actually have buttons on the side that's like very distinct, very easy. A lot of times with the pods or the buds especially, you have to like flip, you have to remember these gestures, or you have to do a certain direction and all this stuff, because it's literally just kind of this like touch button area, and a lot of times you forget which one's which, how to tap, how not to. And so I think this is just far more normal for people to step into and use in an everyday case. The learning curve is way less than some of the pod stuff. So I think if you're really active, if you want to play like basketball or really run a far distance, and maybe even talk on the phone while you're doing it, the Power Beats are definitely better than the pods for sure, and I probably slightly better than the Samsung AirBuds. So yeah, I think if that's who you are, if that's what you're looking for, don't hesitate to move on these. They cost about $200 depending on where you're at. Sometimes they can go a little higher than that, so they're a little bit more expensive. Sometimes they can go like all the way to 120, but most of the time it's right around there. So if that's something you're interested in, don't hesitate to pull the trigger. I think it's going to be worth it. It's Adam from Tech Stocks. Don't forget to like and subscribe.